United States Customs Service guards all ports of entry. As many as 30,000 cars may enter here in a 24-hour period.
We'll begin immediate construction of a border wall.
Since when can anybody be in this city who's illegal? I don't understand it.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
When the administration targets Muslims, when it targets immigrants, when it targets refugees, make no mistake that it is targeting our people. It is targeting San Diegans.
No wall! No wall! No ban! No ban!
We're American Iranian, and we feel scared.
The president himself called it a ban.
I understand.
Is he confused or are you confused?
No, I'm not confused. I think that the words that are being used to describe it are derived from what the media is calling this. He's been very clear that it is extreme vetting.
I wanted to ask about the travel ban on Muslims.
Yeah, it's not a ban.
I'm sorry?
It's not a ban. The travel ban is not a ban, which makes it not a ban.
But you just called it a ban.
Because I'm using your words.
The state has met its burden of demonstrating that it faces immediate and irreparable injury.
A request to reinstate President Trump's travel bans denied.
The scenes of tearful reunions from San Francisco to Washington, D.C., as people from 7 predominantly Muslim countries rush back into the United States.
The powers of the president to protect our country are very substantial and will not be questioned.
The Trump administration is preparing to roll out a new travel ban executive order. The take 2 of the order, expected later this week, is intended to be a streamlined, tightened-up version, according to administration officials.
We want everybody to be welcome here, anybody that believes in the American way of life, freedom and equality for all.
We got over to Saipan the latter part of July of '45. Saipan was the northernmost island in the Marianas. The crew that we replaced didn't come back from mission, so there was always that uncertainty of whether this is going to be your last flight or not. I was in the left-hand blister of the B-29. That was my flight position. We had 4 turrets, 2 on the bottom and 2 on top. The one on top had 4 50s, and all the rest of them had just 2 50s, so we had a lot of firepower. We had 2 more weeks of additional training once we got over there. In the meantime, they had dropped the first bomb on Hiroshima. Tinian was only about 15 miles away, just to the south of us. Well, we knew what was going on. We heard the airplanes taking off, so we walked over to see what was going on. And I had never seen anything like that before. As one airplane was going down the runway for takeoff, the next one was standing back there with full throttle, with the brakes set locked. And as soon as the wheel left the ground, they came off, and another one came in and took their place. It was quite a sight. We did fly out to Japan 6 different times. We dropped medical supplies to our POWs up there. We would know about where the camp was. We dropped the supplies by 55-gallon drums in in an area around the complex of the POW camp. I'm 92. I'll be 93 next month. There were 11 on my crew. I was next to the oldest. And I'm the only one left, it looks like.
This building hasn't embraced an audience in years.
El Cine Roble tuvo las mejores películas que se exhibieron digamos, en Tijuana.
Its marquee is crumbling.
Una pantalla magnífica con una excelente visualización.
Its steel frame exposed.
Primera calidad, todo era de primera calidad.
Believe it or not, this unremarkable structure was once part of Tijuana's vibrant past. It started out as a bull ring in the 1930s. And in the 50s, transformed into an elegant single-feature movie theater called Cine Roble. Carlos Romo calls the 2 decades that followed the city's golden years.
Era un paraíso vivir en Tijuana. Era un nivel de vida espléndido. Las calles se veían llenas de turismo. La revolución, las calles, las tiendas. Era la vida tan barata, baratísimo.
The seats at Cine Roble were full too, with moviegoers lining up to see first-run and classic films from Mexico and abroad.
Siempre había películas de estreno, excepto los miércoles. Los miércoles pasaban 3 películas por el precio de una.
Elizabeth Valdez remembers it well.
My father being the manager of the movie theaters in northern Baja California, well, I grew up going free to the movie theaters. So I had lots of fun as a child and lots of friends.
Not only that, she actually lived above the Roble.
From here all the way up to here. This was the penthouse. It was just fun being up there, but when it was an important show, like a new movie, it would get so packed that we wouldn't even be able to leave our home because there were so many people outside waiting to get in to see a special engagement.
By the late 60s, the impact of television was undeniable. Former Cine Roble employee Ricardo Figueroa Jauregui explains how the theater responded.
Se hizo una gran inversión en el Cine Roble cuando se hizo Dimensión 150, que fue lo más novedoso.
But the novelty of the widescreen was short-lived. Over the next 2 decades, government funding dried up. Small multi-screen theaters took over, and there was more bad news. The advent of video, restricting trade regulations, and an increase in border security all seemed to conspire against the old movie houses.
The curtains closed for the last time in the early 1990s. The famous neon Cine Roble letters disappeared, and the landmark faded into the background, as did many businesses over the next several years throughout Tijuana.
Miguel Buenrostro remembers what finally became of downtown.
3 years from now, or 4 years from now, I used to walk down Avenida Revolucion and there was nothing going on. It was kind of shady, it was kind of creepy.
But the Tijuana local gained a new take after leaving his hometown for a year in 2011.
When I came back, I just saw the city with new eyes, with new possibilities and new energy.
And when he realized the future face of the city depended on locals,
that American that came 20, 30 years ago is not coming back.
Miguel became active with a Tijuana-based organization committed to transforming forgotten spaces. Only a year ago, this abandoned arcade was being used as a shooting gallery by drug addicts. That's when Reactivando Espacios stepped in.
Since we started working, it caught the attention of several artists from around the area. It caught the attention of small business owners, creative owners. We have like a print shop there. We have a coffee shop, spaces where architects work. We have gained the attention of that particular creative class in our city.
This is another location Reactivando Espacios promotes. Its remodeling has already brought jobs to downtown. And when its doors open, it will welcome local and foreign visitors alike as a live performance venue. Wondering where we are? This beehive of activity is none other than the interior of the old Cine Roble building. The space has come full circle.
I'm very pleased that it's being renovated and not demolished because that keeps my father's legacy alive.
And if you listen carefully, you just might hear both the past and the future.